right, man, let's go. All right, let me tell y'all, this draft is so exciting to me, y'all, like, because like I'm gonna be there next year. Like, this is crazy. What's up, world? Welcome back to another episode of Best of Both Worlds with Flau'jae. Thank y'all for kicking it with me, and I'm excited to be back for another episode. We got a very special guest joining me on the show today. She's a hurdles champion, NCAA record holder, gold medalist, and one of the top athletes in track and field. Please welcome Masai Russell. E.LF is giving women athletes the shine that they deserve, on the court and off. E.LF Beauty is changing the game for legendary women, on the field and in the highest seats of power. It's time we see women leading the charge in every arena. All right, what's up, y'all? Right now, we got one of the fastest in the world, in the whole world, with us on the podcast today. I'm super excited. I want you to just tell them a little bit about your journey, and just a little bit about your mindset and how you got to where you are right now.
Yeah, so starting off the journey, I've been running track my whole entire life. Track is the only sport that I've ever done competitively. You know, I tried to play basketball, tried to do gymnastics, but no, team sport, gymnastics, none of that was for me. So track was like the sport that I feel like it just made sense, and it always came easy to me. It was just who I was. So for me, you know, I ran up into college. I got a full ride to University of Kentucky, and then I broke the collegiate record my 5th year in college. So if y'all don't know what that means, it's like I ran the fastest time ever in collegiate history. And then I was like, yeah. So it made sense to go pro. Ended up going pro, signing with Nike. And then my first year as a professional, won the freaking Olympics. And that's just like, you know, long story short. But the way that my mindset has worked, it definitely has like dibbled and dabbled. I feel like I never really paid attention to my mindset until I started to not win. And I was like, all right, what do I got to do to win? What is stopping me from winning? And I was like, you know, I'm just about to speak life over myself. I'm about to speak affirmations over my life, over my journey. And, you know, it got really bad last year leading up to the Olympics. I had the toughest and hardest season of my life. I was running so slow, so poor, so terrible. And then at the Olympic trials, I was like, all right, come on now. Like, this is it. This is now or never. Ended up going to the Olympic trials, breaking the Olympic trials record. It was a 24-year-old record. Broke that record, and I'm now the number 2 fastest ever in American history, and then I am the 5th fastest ever all time. So, yeah.
Let's just talk a little bit about you growing up, because I want to know, like, I always want to know, like, what great people, like, what was their story, what was their moment, what was their aha moment when they chose greatness. Because for me, it was like high school, like, I was more so like 10th grade probably like 9th grade when I first started, like decided like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to rap, like I'm going to play basketball. And then, you know, I was like, bro, I want to be the best at it. Like, so I did everything. Like I found videos of Kobe and his schedule and I followed it and tried to just work on my mindset. I started reading books. I started doing everything to try to like get to the next level mentally. So, and when like you growing up, like who pushed you? Like, you know, was it your mom? Was it your dad? Did anybody in your family like play sports? Like, how did you get there to that mindset?
Yeah. So for me, I'm the only person in my family who has ever done the things that I've done: Olympic level, high major D1, SEC, you know, champions, NCAA, All-Americans, all of that. Like I'm the first person in my family who's ever done that. But I always tell people like my mom is the one who was an example for me, not in the track or not in athletics, but she's a doctor. So, you know, just growing up and seeing your mom get to it every day in her field, you know, that was kind of motivating for me. And then my dad, he was pushing me just because, I mean, you know, that's what a parent should do. And then I had brothers. I was the only girl out of 3 brothers. So I was like just trying to compete with them. So I feel like that just helped me competitively, and it just helped me to like fight for everything I wanted. I was always smaller. Like people think I'm taller. Like if you ever see me in person, I'm 5'4". I'm not tall. And everyone thinks I'm so tall. So
yeah, I thought you were tall.
Everyone thinks I'm so tall. I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's the angle of my pictures. Yeah. But you know, like being smaller, people are like, oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm like, no, I got something to prove. So, anytime I competed against like the bigger girls or even girls that were smaller than me, I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all the business regardless of how big or how small I am. And I think like my brother, he's in college playing basketball, and he always like tells people like I lived across the hall from Masai. Like she didn't do anything different that the normal person does. I think that for me, I've just been able to learn how to master my mindset and master positive affirmations and master, how you think of yourself. I feel like how you think of yourself is everything. And I feel like you know that because when I look at you and when I see you rapping, when I see you being you, like you could just tell that you're so confident in who you are. And I think that confidence goes such a long way. Belief in yourself goes such a long way. And just like for me also, just having confidence in all the training and hard work that I put in. Like, it doesn't come easy. Like I have put in so much work. So of course, along with the work, then the mindset, then greatness comes.
Right. No, most definitely. All right. My bad. I got way off track, but I love what you're saying. Let's talk about NIL, because NIL is something that like when did you actually have like NIL? Like was that your
2021? It was technically my senior year, but I had a fifth year after that. So it was my senior year and then my grad year.
What gave you the mindset to want to like build your brand and to want to take advantage of the NIL?
In a sense, like I didn't know I was building my brand. I always was on social media. I always loved to post. I always was, promoting myself. Yeah. And then once NIL came about, I was like, oh shoot, like I had to turn down deals because we were college. Well, I was a college athlete. I don't know if you was a college athlete yet. I know you're a little younger than me. I know you're a little younger, but for me, I had to turn deals down. And then, once 2021 happened, it was like, boom, like we can make money. So I was just like, I didn't really know the process of everything at first. I was just kind of accepting deals. And then I started to then realize like, all money isn't good money. Just posting just to post isn't good. Yeah. Because my engagements and everything started going down. I'm like, people wasn't liking what I was posting because it wasn't me. It wasn't authentic. Right. So then I started to learn, I have to promote brands that align with who I am and align with my brand. And, it was just a blessing that for me, I was able to take advantage for the last 2 years of my college career because I would have been so sick if I wasn't, just because like NIL, like it was life changing. It wasn't, I ain't making the money you make it, but it was life changing for a track runner. Yeah. And I was like one of the highest earners at Kentucky amongst like the football and basketball players, like just individually. Yeah. And yeah, it was definitely a blessing. I was glad to be able to take advantage of it for sure.
Nah, for real. Yeah, NIL was different for me because I was graduating in 2022. So I was graduating high school. I was class of 2022. So I came in.
Yeah.
I came in and I was able to get like a deal in like high school going to college. So like
that's crazy. It was the Puma deal, right?
Yeah, the Puma deal, and I got that one. And yeah, it was. That's why I was wondering, like, dang, like y'all probably didn't even know NIL or like understand it till it is right what it is right now. Like it's kind of different back then.
See, I feel like for me, I actually was able to take advantage of it, like of course before it turned into maybe what y'all doing now. I don't know like the magnitude at which y'all are doing it now, but for me, I was able to be signed by Gymshark. I signed a 6-figure deal with Gymshark for almost 2 years. I had to wear them like. I wore them at practice. I just couldn't wear them when I was like traveling with my team and competing, which is probably the same thing that you have to do with your Puma deal because y'all are a Nike school. But like I actually made like great money. I feel like, of course, if I was still in college, it would be even more crazy now. But I mean, I'm glad that I'm still able to capitalize on. It's still NIL. It's just not in college. Like I still do brand deals. I still am able to get paid for my name, image, and likeness along with my Nike contract and, my sports side of stuff.
I feel like the pros, that's better than NIL. You know what I'm saying? Those endorsements, y'all, it's better just because you're a pro now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so going back to NIL, when you were in college, if you could give any advice to like kids on how to balance doing NIL and then just focus on your sport because sport comes first. So just break it down.
Yeah, I think I did struggle with that. The first year I actually was able to do NIL, I was not like I was focused on track, of course, because that's That was my main thing, but my mind was still focused on like, oh, I got to submit this. I got to do this. I got to turn this in. You know, I have an obligation here. So for me, I would say my biggest advice is to really lay out your schedule and to make sure that you're managing your time the right way and you're not procrastinating. And when you go to compete or when you go to your competitions or when you go to practice, like make sure that you're fully into what you're doing. That is what you're doing. That is where you're at. That is where you are presently. Because I feel like if you're being pulled multiple different ways and still trying to balance being the best, then like one is gonna falter. Like you have to understand the main goal. And if the main goal is to get paid just from social media, and that's what you understand, then hey, you know, still do what you're gonna do in your sport, but you know that that's what your main goal is. But if your main goal is to be a professional, if your main goal is to be the best at what you're doing, then you have to prioritize that first. Like I always tell myself, for me, the reason why I'm getting these opportunities and the reason why I'm getting these brand deals and the reason why they're paying me so much is because of the things that I've done on the track. So if I'm not producing on the track, then the deals are going to slow down. So you got to keep the main thing the main thing. You got to understand what the main thing is. And you just got to manage your time. Like for me, I make sure that before I go travel or go anywhere, like in terms of a track meet or even for a business like event, I'm doing what I got to do before so that when I'm in these events and when I'm doing my track meets and when I have practice, my mind is solely focused and fixed on, you know, what I'm doing right then and there. Because you think that you're balancing, but one is gonna deviate if you allow it to. So that's my biggest advice personally.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. That's what I was gonna try to say. Like, you know, me being a person that does a lot, you are right. Like when you're trying to balance a lot, one gonna drop. So you
Yeah.
gotta put your priorities, and you know what I'm saying. You gotta put your priorities together because
Yeah.
I was telling like nobody gonna sign you if you're not turning up on the court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be signed. No, you ain't gonna get no more deals just being the NIL social media person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta. So let's talk. Let's get into more into like your accolades and you know everything. So you are a 14-time All-American.
Yeah.
Like that is wild to me. How do you like what? How do you keep that mental of just staying hungry? Like after maybe the fifth one, you went 14. Like how did you keep
Yeah.
that?
Well, see, in track, I mean, I did do it 14 times, but it wasn't me individually. All of those weren't individual. So,
Okay.
you know, the track accolades be looking like a lot, but half the time people be just on relays. And
Oh,
it
you
make
you just put me on game because I ain't know.
it make they portfolio look much better than it is. Like, of course, I did step out there. I did help my team. I probably am like an 8 or 9 time individual All American, which is still like
Like,
crazy.
what?
But like honestly, for me, I think it was just like I always came so close to winning, and I think what has kept me hungry was the fight to win. I'm like I always came national runner up. I always was second place.
Oh
I
yeah,
always was right there.
yeah.
Collegiate record, but I didn't win. I never became a national champion. It's like it's crazy, and I'm just like, what do I got to do to win when it matters most? Like what? Like why? Like what, like I worked so hard. What's going on? So you know, it. I mean, it kept me hungry. It kept me on my toes, and it kept me like, do you really want this as bad as you say you want it?
Yeah.
So you know, coming to my first professional season, I was like, you know, I didn't really have the intent. I wasn't even really thinking about Paris. I wasn't thinking about the Olympics because my season was going so shitty. I was like, I'm just taking it meet by meet. Like, y'all keep talking about Paris and the Olympics. Y'all keep talking about all that. Like, I'm focusing right here, right now, and
Yeah.
trying to get through today. Like, today is what's kicking my ass.
Right.
And, you know, I think that actually helped me because I feel like when you get so focused on the future and you're looking forward to the future and you just I feel like you get caught up in down the road and you're not worried about right now, right here. You know, so I think that was what was able to help me and keep me grounded to like going to the U.S. Olympic trials, doing my thing there, breaking the record there, and then bringing that momentum into Paris and you know just doing the same thing.
Game day, practice, or just living life. Power Grip Primer from E.LF keeps your glow locked in. It's the #1 primer in America for a reason. Hydrating, long lasting, and only $10. Yeah, it holds your makeup like an MVP. You can get yours at fcosmetics.com. you hold the 100 hurdle in,
Yeah.
in like 12 seconds. 12 seconds.
12. Wait, which record? Because I ran 12.3 in college and then 12.2
I think
at
it's
the
12,
trials.
12.36.
Okay, that was in college. Yeah.
Okay. You gotta explain to me because I don't know. Like 100, like so you're right. I know what 100 is, right?
Right.
You're hurdling. How many hurdles is
Yes. It's 10 hurdles on the whole 100 straight.
12 seconds?
12 seconds. Yes.
You too hard.
Oh, wait.
All right, okay, that's crazy. Like, okay, to a person who don't know anything like me, I'm
Right.
so what is the track life like? Like, what's one thing you wish people knew about the life of a D1 track athlete? Like, because I don't know. I'm a basketball
Yeah.
athlete. It's way different. So, what? Just tell us, because I'm like,
Um, I would say two things stick out to me. I feel like for one, like being in an individual sport is super nerve wracking just because like it's all on you. And I have brothers, like all my brothers play basketball, so like I know a little bit about basketball, not too much, but a little bit about basketball to know that like at least in basketball or in other like team sports that you could get it back. Like you could get the playback, you could sit out, take a reset, come back, regroup. You miss a couple shots, you could make them shots up in the next quarter or whatever the case is. For us, once that gun go off, that's all you got. It
yeah,
don't matter if you're not ready. It don't matter if the time ain't right. It don't matter how you feel because at the end of the day, like once that gun goes off, like it's all on you. You're representing yourself and you can't get it back. So I think that that's what makes like our moment in our sport so pure. It's like you have 12 seconds, you have 9 seconds, you have 45 seconds to make it count. At the Olympics, like you don't get that moment back for another 4 years. So it's like, what are you
yeah,
gonna do with that moment in time? At NCAA's, you can't run that race again. Like you have one moment in time. So I think that that's what makes our sport so gritty and grueling, and you got to be locked in and you got to be focused. And um for one, that's the main thing that I think that people don't really think about when it comes to track, and two, like how hard the training is. Like our training is it makes you question why you do what you do on a daily basis. Like I used to be like, bro, like why did I do this to myself? But I always say like I didn't pick track, like track picked me.
yeah,
But like the amount of pain that we feel at least once a week is like no other. Like I tell people all the time, like if people really knew how hard track was, they would put more respect on it. And I know
yeah,
that track is a growing sport in America. It's not one of the main sports, and I feel like the same disparity that you guys feel with y'all being women in basketball or women in sports, us as a track community feel that way. Just
yeah.
because like a lot of people don't really know about track because we're like, second and third to basketball and football. So,
Right.
track is growing, but track is the main sport that people watch during the Olympics. So it's like we're just trying to get that same niche that people are on during the Olympics throughout the whole entire year. Like people think that we just compete in college and then at the Olympics or at the world stage. And it's like, no, like I gotta meet this week, next week, and the week after that. Like I'm competing, I'm actively in season. So definitely how hard it is mentally and physically. And yeah, we just don't got second, third, fourth, fifth, six
Yeah.
chances. We got one chance to make it right.
That's what man. I was thinking, my trainer, he always trying to tell me inspirational quotes, but he's like, the track people, they train all year for like 10 seconds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like track athletes.
Yeah.
Like, it make you put into perspective, like it's no do-overs. Like that gotta be like, so what is your
Right.
adrenaline like when you're competing on these big stages? And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You only get one shot to do it because track is so intense. So what is your adrenaline like? And like what you telling yourself?
Yeah. I mean, the adrenaline is like, of course, you don't really feel that adrenaline until like the gun goes off, like literally just blackout. But of course, like before, for me personally, like I think I don't even really tell myself too much. I just like have so much confidence in the work that I put in because at that point, like whatever the result is gonna be, is gonna
It's
be. It's
gotta
not gonna
be,
change like no matter what. But like of course, like every day I'm telling myself like I'm the best hurdler in the world. Like all
yeah,
you have is all you need. Like just telling myself those things like on the beginning of just like the prerequisite to get to where I'm going, if that makes sense. Like I'm continuously telling myself that on a daily basis to get to when I'm at the meet, when I'm competing, my mind already knows what the goal is and I already know how I think of myself. So I just tried, like when I was at the Olympics, I was just trying not to think of it because that was my first time being at the Olympics. And I was trying to tell myself, like, don't think of this bigger than what it is. Like
Yeah.
after you do your big one, then you could be like, hey, I'm at the Olympics. I did what I did. But like
Yeah.
don't think that like, oh, I'm at the Olympics. I have to do something different. It's a different 10 hurdles. Like, no, it's the same 10 hurdles. It's the same distance. It's the same people I've been competing against all year. Like, don't make the moment bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
You go out there and do your thing. So I think it's just how you like, it's all about the mindset. Like, I mean, you know, as an athlete, as a great athlete yourself, like, you know, it's all about how you think of yourself. And, you know, sometimes I do have doubts. Like, people think that just because you're great, like, you don't doubt yourself or you
Yeah.
don't think that you're capable of doing certain things. But you got to feed yourself with those, you got to feed more positive than negative. If the negative is outweighing the positive, then you got to regroup and, you know, take a step back.
You got a problem. Yeah.
Right.
You do, bro. But people don't know, like, I think, like, people look at, like, all the great athletes and they, you know what I'm saying? They don't see everything. Like, I
Facts.
feel like we have the same exact problems. It's just about whoever gonna push through it and who gonna fold. Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Everybody gonna fold at a certain point. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? I think like the great ones like Stephen Curry, like, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of people, they just never folded. They just continue to work. And it's really easy, but it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's easy, but it's hard. And that's why I'm always just trying to like find different ways to like keep my mentality on like, you know what I'm saying? On positive.
Yeah. I think that like seeing people like that, like seeing people like LeBron, Steph, KD, like I'm like, oh, I want to go. Like, you know, it's quick to be like, oh, I like in our sport, that's the highest it gets. That's like, there's nothing higher than that. But then you see people who've done it time and time again, like at the highest level, just continuing to dominate. And that's what gives me like that motivation to like keep going. It's like you got one at your first Olympics. Why not do it again and again and continue to dominate? You know, like it's easy to just be like, oh, I got what I want. I got what I came here for. And then you see those people who do it like year in and year out and just continue to dominate. And that's the people that like inspire me and motivate me because, you know, they like LeBron could be done now. Like, and it's like he just continue to dominate.
Literally. Literally.
Like,
No, did you get to meet LeBron at the Olympics?
no, actually, no, I'm lying. I'm talking about I didn't, but like we did have a quick little conversation. We took a picture together, and then yeah, I met Steph.
What?
Steph was really chilling. Like he, like I was standing right next to him. He was just like, you know, a regular old, look like a regular old dude. Like you wouldn't think that he the killer that he is on the court.
Right.
And then LeBron, he was like super just down to earth. You know, some people weren't trying to take pictures with him because they're like, oh, he's getting too many pictures. I'm like, LeBron has been LeBron since LeBron has been 18.
Yeah, he know.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure that me taking a picture with him or he knows that like he's LeBron. You know, he knows. So I'm gonna get this picture because this about to be his last Olympics.
Right.
Messed up if you think I'm gonna miss his opportunity. And yeah, we definitely got a picture. I told him I went to Kentucky. You know, I told him what event I did, and he was super down to earth, really cool. So I was really excited about that.
Yeah, no, he a good guy. I want to know, like, how was your POV of like the boat parade? Like, how was that? And like, who was like the most unexpected person that you interacted with that you got to like talk to?
Unexpected. I mean, probably LeBron. I didn't think I was gonna like be able to like actually talk to him.
Yeah, LeBron,
I
yeah.
thought that he was gonna be like, you know, just take the picture and keep it moving. But like, he was really personable. But the boat was cool just because like I was like, damn, like I'm really amongst the best athletes in the world, and I'm like, you know, I went from watching this on TV to being here myself. So that was really cool. But you know, the rain was kind of lame. That
Yeah.
really messed up the vibe. But you know, I just took the moment for what it was. I was like, you know, it could have been raining or shining. Like, I would have been happy regardless. I'm like, hey, I'm at the Olympics, like on the boat with amongst the best athletes and me myself as one of the best athletes in the world. So it didn't matter what the circumstances was. I was just happy to be there. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, I can only imagine, bro. Like, I can only imagine, bro. And when I feel like, bro, Olympics, I feel like that's when people go to that next level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
biggest stage.
Yeah, it's the biggest stage in the world. So it's like And you know you're not getting that moment back for another 4 years. So it's
You
like, again,
know,
they gotta do it. Like,
like that's crazy,
yeah.
bro. Okay, so a couple more questions. I want to know, like for those moments, because a lot of people go through these moments we talking about of losing that self confidence, having doubt, uh, not knowing what you want to do, not knowing, losing a little bit of that confidence. How do you bounce back? Because I feel like a lot of people, the problem is they stay down there too long in that spot. You know what I'm saying? But how do you bounce back? Like, what is your mindset towards that?
Yeah, I think the best thing or the best advice like I could tell anybody, because I definitely got in like a downhill spiral of just like doing bad and losing confidence. And I will forever say I think it's just like how you speak over your life and how you speak over yourself every single day. Like even when it's tough, even when it's hard, like you have to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent in what you're doing. You have to stay consistent in your practices. You have to stay consistent in whatever you're doing. You can't deviate just because the result isn't what you want it to be. And I never lived a not confident life until last year when I started to lose. It was my first time being on the professional stage, and I was running against people who had these accolades, who had world titles and world championships and world records and Olympic titles. And I'm just like, I feel like nobody, So I'm like, I was already defeated before even starting. So my biggest advice is like, even though it's hard, it's easier said than done. It's always easier said than done. But like, just have confidence, have faith in you, belief that you can do it. Because that's why I always tell myself, like, all you have is all you need. Because I feel like God wouldn't give somebody else something else that He wouldn't give you. Like
Right,
you have something great that's in you, just like someone else has something great
right,
in them.
right.
So like work your gift. Like you have a gift that can be worked. So work what you have and you'd be surprised what that can turn into. Cause for me, I was always focusing on like my first time being on the professional stage. I'm like, damn, I'm really pro now. I'm really lining up against people I looked up to. I'm lining up against people who have more accolades than me, people who have run faster than me. No one had me winning the Olympics, but I told myself, like, why not you? So like you gotta tell yourself sometimes, like, why not you? So for me to get out of that slump, like when I got to Olympic trials, I was like, it's a clean slate. Like take every day as like a new day. It's whatever happened in the past, it's in the past for a reason. You have a new day to be great. So make today better than it was from the previous days. And just give yourself a chance. Like you never know what can happen when you give yourself a chance. Like when you focus on yourself, when you show up for yourself, when you don't think about what nobody else brings to the table but you,
Right,
then you'll be able to surprise yourself, and then that confidence will start to come back, because then you'll start to see little spikes of improvement just because of how you're thinking of yourself or how you're speaking over your life or just the belief that you have in yourself.
right. All you have is all you need. That's fire. I want to know, what do you think about regular people that be like, "Hey, I could line up and race you"? Like, what you be saying to them when they be they be thinking they could be the Olympic athlete?
Yeah, I'd be like, well, first of all, people be trying to race me. I'm like, I get paid to run, so you ain't racing me for free.
Right,
That's first things first, because I'll be damned if I get hurt racing somebody that can't even
right,
pay this mortgage on this
right,
house.
right.
So, so for me, I don't even pay it no attention. See, a lot of people, I don't feel like people challenge hurdlers because like everyone would be like, oh, if I had a hurdle, I'll fall on my face. Like people
Yeah,
know that,
yeah,
running full speed into a barrier is crazy. But for the 100 runners, they definitely have it a little harder because like everyone thinks that they can run the 100 or
yeah,
they can run like the 40 or the 60. They be like, oh, what's your 40 time? What's your 60 time? So people have asked me to race him, but I'm just like, if you think you can beat me, like, okay. Like, if you think that, okay, like, I ain't about to race you, so that's on you. Like, yeah, okay, that's what you think, cool. Next topic, like, literally.
that was dope. Well, thank you for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. It was definitely a vibe. Do you have anything you want to promote or anything you want to say to the people?
No. I mean, not really. I always say no, but then I start talking. So, yeah, I do. I mean, if you didn't know me, I hope that you became a fan, or I hope that you follow my journey. You can follow me on my Instagram at Masai Russell, Masai. It's not that hard, y'all. Masai, it'll come up after that on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And yeah, follow the journey. You know, we got world championships this year. I got a whole season this year. So tap in with your girl. I got a YouTube series out right now, Momentum. And hopefully we can link at some point, like in person. Because the energy is definitely there. Period. I'm wishing you the best of luck with everything. And yeah, girl, keep killing it because you're inspiration to all just as much as, you know, you giving me my flowers. I got to give you yours as well. And you're so young, you're killing it. Like, I'm so proud of everything that you're doing as well.
Appreciate that. We definitely got a link. We're going to make that happen. Thank you for joining me, man. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. We back again in the mix. Let's break down some big moments and everything that's got us talking. First, 4 on tour. Now, y'all already know. I had to come through with the big news. I'm officially on tour with Boss Man D-Lo, Hurricane Wisdom, Rugrat, and I ain't gonna lie, it's lit. I can't lie. I got to be on the last leg of the tour, and I really didn't want to do it at first because I was so mad that we lost. Like, I wasn't trying to do nothing. My mom was like, all right, come on now, Flauk. Like, you can't hold on to the L forever, so bounced back, went on tour, and I'm super excited, man. Shout out D-Lo. Shout out Time. For giving me this opportunity, bro. It was so fun. It was so fun. That was like the only 4 I could do because I'm so busy, bro. Like, I got so much to do. But I'm super excited, bro. Like, I always love when I get to perform for people and they really get to, like, vibe with me and my music. Like, I just think that's so dope. So I'm super excited to be on this tour. And just seeing how, like, the tour life is. Like, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I never really been on tour like this, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the hardest part is, like, performing back to back to back and trying to like top your last performance. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I feel like that would get boring for people. But like if like I'm watching D-Lo and like every night he perform, he have that same energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that same same energy for every city because it's like, you know, there's new people in the crowd every time, so you gotta give them your best show. But it's crazy and it's hectic. I ain't gonna lie. Boston was great though. I ain't gonna lie. Boston was super lit. And I was super nervous because this is my first time performing since I performed with Wayne. And I don't know, like I came out there and I rocked it and the crowd was feeling me. Had my highlights playing in the back of like, you know what I'm saying, where the monitors at so they could all see like my highlights on the back. And I was rapping going crazy. I'm about to drop the Instagram post today because y'all gotta see that. It was so dope. Like, and me and D-Lo got the kick it. We was chilling. It was just a vibe, man. It's a vibe. It did give me a different perspective just seeing the commitment that it take to run a show. You know what I'm saying? And then the business behind it. It's a lot to have a show not go off with a hitch, but like D-Lo and his team, they super professional. So everything be on time, like it be ran right. And so, you know, that's the kind of situation you want to be in. So this is so great. Like the experience is amazing. I'm excited. I didn't even get to see his tour bus. I was supposed to see it last night, and then after the show, I was so tired I fell asleep. So, but nah, when I go on tour, I want to ride on the tour bus. I ain't gonna lie, I never did that before. Man, it's like okay, so it's like I perform earlier than D-Lo because you know it's his tour, so I'm opening up for D-Lo, and I like to watch D-Lo performing. So he don't perform till like 10 maybe. So then his be over at 10. I mean, his be over at like 11, 11:30. And then they might have an after party. If they have an after party, like after the show, they just do a lot. Or you might go to the studio after. Like, so it's just all about like what you want to do. But like, I like to like enjoy the whole experience. Like, I like to see what it's like. So it was dope for me. Just as an artist, seeing that, man, I was happy about that. Yeah, no, so like D-Lo and his team, like we already kind of been in talks, you know what I'm saying? Because we got something dropping. But it was just like, you know, they was having a tour, you know what I'm saying? I guess my manager and his manager was talking, and it was just like, we want Flauk on the tour, and I was ecstatic. Thank you, Jesus. But D-Lo, he's always been a great guy. Like, he always said, like, he rocked with me and my music and my basketball and everything that I do. He told me he a fan of me. Like, we've been talking for, like, a long time, like, you know what I'm saying? When he, like, first started blowing up and stuff, so, yeah, man, he's a good guy. Not gonna lie, he's like one of the chillest rappers I've ever met. Like, he is like solid, like a good guy. All right, let's get into the talk of the week. The 2025 WNBA Draft. Let's break it down. The biggest surprises of the night, the biggest sleepers, and of course, we gotta talk about the draft fits. Y'all already know that. All right, man, let's go. All right, let me tell y'all, this drive is so exciting to me, y'all. Like, because like I'm gonna be there next year. Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm gonna be there next year. Like, this is insane. So, just watching it. Of course, you already know I was coming in waiting to see my dog niece get picked, big niece. See my girl A on the red carpet and everything, but I was just excited just to see everything. You know, my dog Paige, the more overall, of course. All right, so let me tell y'all first. What I thought was so beautiful and so tea was Kiki from USC. Her whole family, like, they all pulled up Nigerian or, African garments. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. Like, she ate her dress, ate her hair, everything ate. I mean, everything ate. So her whole family having on those garments, like they look like dad, pop was like a real OG. Like they all look great. They all look beautiful. So I want to say that was like one of my favorite things of the whole night watching the whole draft. My second favorite thing was that niece got drafted by the Connecticut Suns, which is crazy because we literally just played in that arena. And we was like, dang, that's a nice locker room. And now she gonna be in that same locker room. So I'm happy for her, bro. Like, niece is a beast. And, she was going crazy. She got drafted. Her family was there. That's all you can ask for, bro. Coach Moki was there. Let's talk about Coach Moki fit. Coach Moki fit kind of ate. Coach Moki jacket looked like the glass windows that be in a church. And that's what it looked like. But it's still one of my favorite fits. I can't lie. I kind of like it. Haley Van Lith. Going 11. That right there, that was hard. I ain't gonna lie. That was hard. And she's going back to Chicago. Like, you can't write that up. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was just talking to, I forgot who I was talking to. I think Zach. And I was telling like, bruh, Haley did her big one. Like, just bringing her stock back up, bro. Like, you gotta respect that. Like, that was super hard. I want to talk about the amount of, like, international players that are not in a draft. Like, this is crazy. France, Lithuania. I'm telling y'all, bro. More friends. Like, international kids is coming. They are coming. They coming first round. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's kind of crazy. But I'm excited, bro. It's just like the NBA, bro. Like, I love, like, I can't wait. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I just played against some of these girls, and it's like, dang, they're going to the league. Like, I literally just played Georgia A. Moore. I played Georgia A. Moore in Kentucky. She gave us buckets. Nah. Yeah. In the first half. But we just played against her. And you could tell she moved like a pro. Like, you could just tell some people, they just got that. It don't matter how tall she is. I feel like she going to still do her big one. Just played against Sanaya Rivers in NC State. Just played with Haley Van Lith last year. Just played against Isaiah James. So, bro, it's just crazy seeing, like, wow, like, these girls really, like, going to be WNBA players. But the worst part that I really am just, like, what really just irritates me is, like, a lot of these girls, they probably would, like, never had a chance to get drafted. Never thought they would get drafted, right? Now everybody's celebrating. Like, these are lifelong dreams. And now they're celebrating, and boom, you have to have, like, roster cuts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a short-lived, like, happiness. Like, I don't know. It'd be really sad when you watch it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, people who, like, really work hard, and it's just, like, they pretty good, and then, like, it's just no roster spots. Like, it's crazy. But this is an exciting time. I feel like, bruh, you get invited to go to that draft in New York, you know what I mean? And you get to walk on that stage and grab that hat. Like, that's something to be grateful for. So, man, watching it was just so inspiring. I can't lie. Not everybody get to do that. That's lit. All right, y'all, it's time for WNBA Fits. Let's show off some of the coldest carpet looks from the newest rookies. Some of y'all been stubbing like it was Fashion Week, so I had to show some love. I even posted on my Twitter. I'm like, bro, these outfits are eating, period. So we're finna get into it. Paige. Of course, Paige 8. Paige styled by Coach. Okay. I love the hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that's called. Eating. Like, ate that. No, no. I like the Great. That the crimp. That's what it's called. The crimp 8. Yes. Period. Yes. The big bag 8. The big bag like a laptop could fit in that bag. That 8. The whole she ate. All right. Next we got my teammate niece. Okay. Period. She ate. Niece always eat. Like niece always eat. I was loving the all black. Is that a Chanel purse? That looks like Chanel or Celine. Mm-mm. Miss NIL right there. But nah, these 8. Definitely my favorite look. You already know. You already know. But no, she ate all black. It was cute. I love it. Her hair always eat. Makeup on point. Okay, Haley Van List. Yeah, Haley ate. Yeah. Haley face card is so T. Like, I mean, like, Haley is like, her face card is T. It's T. This is one of my favorite looks from the whole night. She like a rock star that's getting drafted. I love it. You know, I'm all for the antics. It's probably top 3 fit of the night. I can't lie to you. Like, oh yeah, and the little socks. Yeah, she know what she was. Oh yeah, Isaiah James. Yeah, I'll give you your 10s. Like, yeah. Georgia Amore style by Russell Westbrook. You know, Russell Westbrook, I always wear his clothes. So yeah, I love this. Georgia Amore, period. Look like a Hermes purse right there. Okay, Kentucky NIL. Mm-hmm. No, she ate. She's a very pretty girl. 10s. All right, it's time for Live from the Flauk. Let's see what y'all want to know. Allison said, "When are you gonna headline? You gotta play in Baton Rouge." I'm working on a tour right now. I'm working on putting out a project right now. So, you know, things are gonna be happening soon. Just give me some time to put everything together. And hopefully I do come to Baton Rouge. If I don't, I will make it happen. I promise. Allison McFlurry, what is your favorite song to perform? Probably Ain't My Fault. I'm not gonna lie. And Big Four Freestyle. Those 2 are my favorite to perform. I can't lie. They cool. Like the crowd really loves them. I just love rapping them. Ain't My Fault is the best though. I can't lie. Cause everybody be singing it. It's fun. And last one, how does one maintain discipline? Man, discipline isn't a thing that you like, but it's the biggest form of self-love. And so I think you gotta want to be disciplined. You gotta want to maintain discipline, and then it becomes easier and easier. But you gotta want to maintain discipline. It's a want. It's not. You gotta have your mindset together. Like you gotta want to. So it's easy to get. It's just harder to maintain. But if you want to, you can do it. I think you can do whatever else on your mind. So you just gotta want to be disciplined. But that was all the questions. If y'all got any questions, make sure y'all send them to the Instagram, Both Worlds. You can DM them, comment them, all that. I usually gatekeep the good stuff, but E.LF Skin's Thirst Burst drops are too fire not to share. This serum gives you instant hydration with an immediate glow. No greasy vibes, just smooth skin, whether you're balling on the court or vibing in the studio. It's going to elevate your look, and you can get it for only $12 at elfskin.com. All right, y'all, that's another episode of Best of Both Worlds with Flau'jae, powered by Overtime. It's dropping every Thursday on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and follow. It really helps us on the show. Find us on TikTok at Flau'jae Show and Instagram at Both Worlds, please. And again, thank you to Masai Russell for joining me today. I'll see y'all next time on Best of Both Worlds with Flau'jae, powered by Overtime.